Is it just me? Okay? Or the moment that I try to become aware and more present about life, the more I see how actually messed up and screwed up I still am. Yeah. And how do we fix that? Most of us are told that we should sit with the emotions. Just sit with it, right? Feel and process. And but what does that mean? Because nobody's we're told do something, we're not told how. It is up to us to figure that out. Now, usually we go crying, screaming, maybe bawling our eyes out, and it works. We feel lighter, we release emotions, but we're not actively seeing where they're coming from. Why are they building up in the first place? And why does this keep reoccurring every Saturday night? So, it's important for us to not just feel them, but to acknowledge them, to see where they're coming from, the patterns, the movements, and how they go about. Sometimes we need a thorough analytical side to this in order to solve where it is coming from. I remember thinking, oh, I'm doing great. I got this. I will just journal and write and keep on processing my emotions, intellectualizing everything that is that I feel, and if I have an understanding of it, I can probably let it go. But really, I was just reliving the same pain over and over again, going through the same traumas, and I felt like I wanted it to be the more I held on, the harder I could let go, but obviously that was not the case. And even though I was actively aware of what I was thinking, how I was feeling, how I was dealing with things, oh, I'm feeling this way, should have been that, and that over-analyzation never gave me the space to actually express myself. All I did was disassociate myself from what I was feeling, analyzing it, and then shoving it into a box. It's important, the difference. It's important that we figure out for you what it is exactly that you're feeling. So that's where this next part comes in. We all know that healing just doesn't work that way. Just because you're feeling things and you're crying about them doesn't mean that you're healing through them. And you know what? Healing will always feel different. Sometimes it'll feel like a break. Sometimes it'll feel like numbness. Sometimes it'll feel like a hurricane at 12 in the evening. And no matter how many times we keep asking ourselves, why? If we don't look within ourselves, we're never going to get the right answers. So, instead of trying to force yourself to feel better or heal better, I want you to name the pain. What do you feel? I want you to observe it. And I want you to detach from attaching your worth to your mood or your emotions. No matter how you feel, it is not going to change the way you are as a person. Our brains tend to lie to us all the time. And it doesn't do that to be cruel. No, it does that because it's been programmed to keep us safe. When our brain wants safety, it will do the most outrageous things amidst chaos, make us feel like the world is ending type of shit. So, within this, I want you to disassociate your worth from your moods. If you're sad, it does not mean you failed in this process. If you're angry or you've taken a step back from healing, does not mean that you're any less worthy of feeling happy or great again. Alright? Now, the only way I can help you is for you to help yourself, which is with these 3 questions. These 3 questions will not be to fix your life or to magically whisk away all your problems. You know this. But they're there to help you gain a little bit more awareness, a little bit more clarity on how it is you're feeling and get a little bit of better of a headspace. The more thorough you go into this, as well as you can, as honest as you can, the more you give yourself space and permission to name them and gain more clarity. Question number 1. Which emotion right now is the most present? The one that's currently bugging you, feeling the tightness in your chest? Is it sadness, anger? Is it overwhelmed? What are you suppressing at the moment? Because we both know, that unexpressed emotions will only come out in uglier ways later on. So it's important for you to adjust this. Who is involved? Is there anybody involved? Have you put yourself in this situation? How, what, who, where, when? And how are we going to solve that? Grab a piece of paper, write it down. Grab a pen, write it down. I'm looking at you. Write it down. Next question. Question number 2. When did you last give this feeling a voice? And I don't mean trying to fix it immediately, trying to suppress it and put it in the box. Oh yeah, I was angry the other day, but you know what? Aren't we all angry sometimes? When was the last time you actually voiced it out? Imagine, you're sad. Happens. Blue Monday. It's Tuesday. You're still sort of sad. Happens. It's a Tuesday. You go Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, Saturday. Not in that particular order. And then all that suppressed emotions is crawling underneath your skin. And 2 weeks from now, you're wondering why you're overwhelmed, tired, exhausted, whilst you haven't done anything extremely physical or mental to get to that stage. Because there's so many things that you have been putting off and haven't been bringing to light, haven't been actually expressing, haven't been actually, you know what, I'm mad. I'm gonna punch a bag. I'm gonna go for a run. I'm gonna go for a hot girl Pilates session. I don't know. To burn out the energy, to put it outside of yourself. When was the last time you gave your feelings a voice? I wanna know. Because the next time that you do feel like this, we're going to find exactly that exhaustion valve, exactly that coping mechanism, or that way of expressing yourself to prevent any build-up from happening. Now, on to the third question. Alright, last question is obviously got to do with question number 2. And that is, what anchors you when you're starting to drift away? Now, what happens when you do feel overwhelmed, when you're in the eye of the storm, in the middle of all chaos, you're overwhelmed, you're overstimulated, you don't know what to do, you're sitting on the bathroom floor in all your mess? What keeps you grounded? What is the one thing that you can go back to and feel safe or secure or feel like you can still get your shit together? What is that one thing? For some people it's music, for some people it's running, for some people it's workouts, going to the gym. For some people it is tying themselves like a burrito in a blanket on their bed and just snuggling away until the morning hits, because sleeping away the problems is probably the way to cope for them. Now, this is a safe space. We don't judge. We listen, yeah? We don't judge sometimes. But the important part is you figure out what it is that you can do before you hit rock bottom. You know exactly what to do instead of burning out, instead of getting overwhelmed, instead of just suppressing it and saying, you know what, another day. You're allowed to vocalize your pain. I'd rather you heal out loud than you heal in silence, because look what happened the last time you did. And we don't want it to happen again. So, yeah. So ultimately, what we want to do before you get to the ledge that you didn't even know you were walking up to, you were climbing a mountain and gathering all these emotions and struggling, and then you're on the ledge, you don't even know how you got there, and before you unbeknownstly jump off, we need to figure out that coping, that exhaustion, the expressing valve, which is the handrail that will build there. So you know that once you do reach that edge, once you do get overwhelmed and it feels like you can't breathe and you're drowning in shallow water and all of that, that you know that there's a handrail that you put there, which is going to be whatever it is that you need to express yourself. That way, whenever you do get to that part, it won't be so scary. You can hold on to the handrail, look down and say, okay, let's go back down again. It's just not the fast lane way, okay? I want you to know, like you already do, that this video is not meant to magically fix your life and to whisk away all your problems. It's just here to help you gain a little bit more insight and awareness towards the things that you might be feeling in the moment. Because awareness will take you a lot further than you would have if you just kept on suppressing things. But I do want to bring to your attention, if you're really struggling with things that you feel like you can't talk through alone, I advise you to always talk to a professional or therapist. No matter what, they can help you with the things in your head. They've got the knowledge to do so. So don't be afraid to step in and to just go and talk to somebody. Talk to them like they are your friend, because they will have the tools to help you tinker everything in your mind. Now, I'm just here to help you gain a little bit more clarity in the situation. I struggle with all these things on a daily too, because I'm just like you. I struggle with things, I puzzle them over and over again. But the reason why I do this is because you don't have to be alone in this. It is not always fake it till you make it. It is not always just pretend you're fine and go about your ways. And we all struggle with things, no matter the depth, no matter how long, how often, or how far, or whatever. But it's good to know that you are not alone in this journey at all. So without much further ado, I have made episodes for you, and these are in chronological order. So if you still here, thank you, goodness, and thank yourself, because this is ultimately for you, made for you, so that you can figure out and grow from it. Now, if you watch all the videos in chronological order, you will eventually have a journal full of questions answered by you that you can always look back on in case you're struggling or having a hard time, and you can read it back. See it as your past self talking to your future self. Take those 5 minutes to jot these answers down, because it's going to mean so much more to you when you look back at it a year from now, 6 months from now, maybe 10 days from now, when you really need to hear and listen to your own voice and your own words, how you feel about the situation, how you're processing. We don't realize our growth because we're in it, but when you start journaling and writing it down, or even making voice memos or videos, you'll see how fast we change our minds and emotions, and how time and time again we do grow, even if we can't see it. So remember to write it down, but do so for you. Watch the episodes back in chronological order, and I will hope to see you here back on every Sunday with a new episode. I will see you then. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And you go have yourself a good day.